Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Joe Mambu. I'm here reporting live from Orlando, Florida.
No, you not. Stop your bullshit.
Oh, what's going on, man?
What's going on? Welcome to Let's Be Real Sports. That is, of course, Joe Mamble. I am Big Sherm. We are here today to give you more sports news.
Oh, of course, of course. Okay, so this episode is 106, and it's I wanted to do something a little bit lighter today. It's the NBA bubble news that's going on. There's a lot of weird stuff going on in the bubble. Some
Snitching!
stuff, yep, definitely some snitching with that hotline going on. There's also those who are not wearing the mask and those who are and kind of sending the wrong message. So we're going to discuss a little bit about that today, and then we're also going to discuss about the top 10 quarterback uh, according to Madden, are those ratings correct? Is there anybody missing on the list? If the background looks a little bit different today from what it usually does for me, is because I am in the floss. All right. You know what I'm saying? I'm here in Brooklyn, just
Okay.
still doing the show. So yeah, okay. So let's talk a little bit about the NBA bubble. What are some things that you take from and are you even excited now that you know that it's happening? Are you even excited about the NBA season's recommencing, even though they're saying it's the whole new season?
I'm excited,
Hmm.
but I'm also weary
Okay,
because right, you're going to ask me why. You're
okay,
asking me why, correct?
yeah, I am.
Why am I worried? Because at any point in time, a star player can, hopefully not, but a star player can contract COVID and they could be knocked out for any period of time, which would change the whole balance of the seeding, the playoffs when it starts, because they have to finish these games anyway. These basically, it's they're trying to finish the season with
Yep.
these 8 games to get themselves into the playoffs. Also, to of course ensure that all the money is guaranteed for both the owners and the players, of course.
Yeah,
You
because
know,
because they were able to come to that conclusion of restarting.
right? So for
Yep.
me, I'm excited, but I'm wary at the same time because if someone catches this thing, it could spread. It could get crazy. You
Yeah.
already know in Florida, things are
R-
ridiculously wild. Cases
Running.
are through the
Yep.
roof, all over the place.
Yeah.
And it's a very scary situation. Of course, you have the snitching hotline for
Of
those,
course.
who are breaking the quarantine rules,
Yep.
either doing with Uber, and
Can't
which
go
I
off
can
campus.
take off campus. You bring in the Instagram bodies
Mhm.
around.
Well, they have to entertain themselves now.
But at,
We was waiting for that if it was like a regular 82 game season, but the fact that LeBron James had those big two games back to back, and the Lakers where they're seeding, obviously Milwaukee is seeding pretty well as well. But listen, it looks like LeBron is about to win. What would this be? His fourth, fifth?
he is not winning that MVP. Let me
So
tell
who's
you
winning
something.
it? Who's
Giannis
winning
is
it?
winning the MVP. His team from start to the point that everything stopped was number one in the league. He was averaging about 30 points a game in 31 minutes. If you do the analytics of it
Okay.
with actual
No,
minutes played.
I get it. I get it. But
He was the best player on the best team, and he could probably even win Defensive Player of the Year on top of that.
we probably could. Listen, Giannis to me is the best player in the league. But
So how can LeBron be the MVP then?
listen, they listen. They already started
Because
it
of
now.
two
They already
freaking
started.
games?
Yeah, they
Get
already
the fuck
started
out of
it.
here! Two fucking games?
Listen, anything to add to LeBron's legacy. You know how this. You know how the
Get the
league is.
fuck out! I understand that.
You know how the. You know
I know
how
I'm
the
cursing
league
a
is,
lot.
man.
I know I'm cursing a lot, but come on, man. Don't
Yeah,
take away from what Giannis is doing. Giannis basically is carrying that team himself.
yeah.
Because if Giannis is
Listen,
not there, they're not
I
there.
agree. I agree. Giannis should be MVP. Producer lady would say otherwise, but
Of
me and
course, you
you
would say
agree.
otherwise. She's a
Listen,
LeBron lover.
right? Ugh, that's almost as worse. No, I actually don't mind
Don't
LeBron
even
like
do
that.
it. Don't even do it. Don't even
Oh
do
man.
it.
Okay, so a little bit more about the bubble news that's going on. So James Harden actually came a little bit later to the NBA in that bubble in Disney has been about 3 weeks now, right? All
Mm-hmm.
in preparation for the restart of the season. James Harden had a mask that had a thin blue line that was about
Aye.
saying that blue lives matter. Listen, listen. James Harden to James Harden, what he said was that he didn't know what it meant. He just liked the scarf
What
because
the
it.
fuck?
Listen, that's what he said. That's what he said. He said he just likes the scarf because it covered his beard, and it did a sufficient job of covering his beard. He wanted to make sure he didn't want to get no coronavirus in
Of
the beard, which I
of
get.
all the
You
masks
know,
you could
listen,
have in this, all the masks you can wear, you decide to wear that one, given the social climate we're in at this very moment. Really,
listen,
James? You better
listen.
wash it. The most important is he better wash his ass.
I forgot about that. Yeah, I'm
That's
pretty
that's
sure.
that's that's where we left off at. I'm me
Yeah,
telling James Harden to
yeah,
wash his ass because he had shit on his ass
yeah.
during the game. The
He
fuck?
definitely did. When movie theaters were still open and you could sit in a
Hi.
restaurant and ask the waiter
Yikes.
for a drink, James
My
Harden was
have
not
times have
washing his ass,
changed.
right?
Phew.
And there's more news, right? Coming out the bubble. Dwight Howard not wearing his mask. How do you feel about that? He says,
Listen,
go ahead. And I
listen,
want to tell
listen.
you what he said.
I understand people feel like masks restrict them, or they feel like, oh, I don't need to wear a mask.
I can't play ball in the mask.
Oh, well, obviously you can't play ball in the mask,
Yeah.
but for the protection of others, if not for yourself, for the protection. And I know everybody, oh, it's a conspiracy. Listen,
Mm-hmm.
if it helps, if it helps, if you're not gonna help yourself, help the people around you.
Yeah.
That's all. That's all it is. Help the people around you.
That's true. And that's what more the mask is for, right? Like if you don't necessarily feel like you need to wear a mask because like you're bulletproof or whatever the case may be. Like you mostly doing it for the people that surround you that aren't bulletproof, right? Or don't
Who who
think
who,
that they're
are,
bulletproof.
who have compromising situations are like Elena Del Don in the WNBA. She has
Mhm.
Lyme disease.
Yeah.
You know, I would think the women of the NWA would say, "Oh, let me protect her from because she can get really sick
Yeah.
if she's not covered and stuff like that." So, like I said before, if Dwight feels like he doesn't need a mask, that is his
Yeah.
prerogative. I'm not going to sit and tell that man what to do, but at
Yeah.
least protect the people around you, your teammates.
Yeah, that's true. So Dwight says that, and I think the problem is that he's taking the bubble. So his remarks was, why do we need to wear a mask if we're in a bubble? Right. So we're supposed to be so apparently Disney is like the safest place, not only the magical but the safest place on earth, right? So one of the things Dwight talks about is that because we're in this bubble we necessarily don't have to wear a mask because we are in a bubble and we're in a bubble for that reason. I would say that yes, while the NBA players and coaches and personnel are in the bubble, Disney employees, all the DoorDash, Uber Eats guys, right? Whatever you order aren't in the bubble, right? And as well, they're going home every day. Not the NBA players, but the outdoor personnel that comes
That's the
in every
staffs.
day. And Florida is a hot spot right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's one of those things where I understand where Dwight is coming from. At the same point, he needs to understand that there are things that can penetrate those bubbles, like the Instagram thoughts and the delivery people and the Disney personnel. So
Yeah, you
Dwight
had
has
to.
to be privy to that. But they called the hotline on him. Who you think
You
is
know,
making the calls? You think it's LeBron or
it's
Chris
LeBron.
Paul? Hey, sorry guys, we had some audio difficulties, but we're back now. So Stern,
Because it's hot.
where did we leave off at?
Talk about snitching.
About snitching, right? I think it's Chris Paul.
You
He,
might be onto something. He
he needs any reason. If there's any time for like an unexpected team to win an NBA championship, right? It's this bubble, right? The
mm-hmm.
Lake. I know they talked to Anthony Davis and LeBron James about their experience, and that because they're well rested now, they have a chance. Now they feel like they have more of a chance than they did before, prior to the season being postponed. I would say that while the Lakers do have a good chance of winning the championship, the most likely best chance, especially with some players that's going to be not returning for the start of the season, Oklahoma has an opportunity if they could click on all cylinders. They got guys, got four starters who are borderline all stars, averaging about 17.5 a game, right?
Hmm.
Chris Chris Paul is also giving you 7 assists with that, right? Uh Gildress Alexander is doing a wonderful job, and Danilo Gallinari is still doing what he does. You know what I mean? Uh, but if anybody who can benefit from the snitching, it would be Chris Paul.
And like I said, I saw a meme the other day where
Yeah.
it was him, Tyson Chandler,
Okay.
Peja Stojakovic, and David West, and those three guys all have championship rings right now. Chris Paul is sitting there with his Hall of Fame career and everything he's done in the league, still sitting there with no championships. And I
Listen,
know it's burning him up.
listen. If
He,
I'm Chris Paul, I would not feel bad about any of the championships those guys got. Chris Paul has had a better career than all of them.
I understand that, but look at the many players who had stellar careers that have no, like, everybody says it's not about championships, but what are you playing for besides the money? Because everybody playing for money.
No, you are. Listen, and you're right,
Everybody playing for
but
money.
there's no denying Chris Paul's talent and skill, man. Like what he's able to do this season has been absolutely ridiculous. And
Of
I
course,
know he had a chip on his shoulder because while his time with the Houston Rockets, they was kind of writing him off, but they got to understand that James Harden is a ball dominant guy, and Chris Paul was going to look pedestrian in that offense. You know what I'm saying? But Chris Paul is back, man, and to me, he's playing better than he was in his stint with the Houston Rockets.
oh
You know
yeah,
what I mean?
because he's allowed
You
to
know?
be the orchestrator again.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
he's allowed to do what and he can still ball. I
yeah,
seen between the leg pass he's been doing for years. He's still doing it at his age now. The guys seem to like really gravitate towards him. They like that dog spirit in him.
yeah.
Dog
You know the
spirit.
cra-
But
you know
but
the
he but
crazy. Yeah, go
no,
ahead,
go
go
ahead.
ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh, all right. So the crazy thing is though, there was footage of Chris Paul actually doing a dunk in the bubble. You know
Oh,
what I'm
for real?
saying? Yeah, 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 yeah. So listen, Chris Paul, he went on. He got all slim, got all fit. Got all cut and not jacked, but got all cut, and he's taking great care of his body. So before we switch the topics, though, I want to ask you one question: who do you feel has the best chance of winning the NBA championship with this whole bubble situation, and who do you feel is a sleeper that can go ahead and take everybody by surprise to win the championship this year?
Okay.
It could be either conference.
Um. Okay. To make it a little bit harder on myself, I'm going to take out Milwaukee and LA because that's the obvious teams, and the
Okay.
Clippers. Those are the obvious teams.
Yeah.
I think to me, it could be. I'm not gonna lie. The Toronto Raptors team is still there.
They are.
The
That's not that.
Raptors
So
team
that's your
is still
sleeper.
there. Now, that's the team I think who can make that charge. But the sleeper is the Celtics.
You see, I don't know. I would have it the other way around,
That
right?
that hold on.
So obviously the choices are the two LA teams in Milwaukee, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like with the disruption of this of the season, I think the Celtics, because they have the youth, right? They got four players. Their bench is deep. That the Celtics could actually go on and win the championship. That would be my sleeper,
That's what I
right?
said. Oh, that's for you.
Yeah, no, I mean my sleeper is the Bucks. I mean not the Bucks, the Celtics. My obvious choice would be the Lakers, even though they're missing Rondo for 6 to 8 weeks.
Avery
You
Bradley.
know what I'm saying? But I feel like with Avery Bradley, who decided not to partake in the retake, uh, but they have Dion Waiters, who I love. They got J.R. Smith, you know what I mean, the Henny God. You know what I'm saying? And, and Frank, and listen, man, with Rondo minutes going away, listen, I would love to see Alex Caruso do his thing.
Caruso.
You know what I'm saying? So the Lakers, it could be one of those things with substitution. I mean, with substitution could be addition. Because you look at it like LeBron James is arguably the best passer to ever play the game outside of Magic Johnson, right?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and he has that same frame. I feel like the more opportunity you give LeBron James to bring the ball down the court and has to less, the more he is a setup man, then he has to be a guy who is in the corner doing something. I think the more he could get the shooters involved, like Deion Waiters, J.R. Smith, Alex Caruso, Kyle Kuzma, and obviously you want to get Anthony Davis involved as well, being that he's never sniffed anything in his life.
And LeBron.
But
no,
I'm saying LeBron is setting up all those guys.
No, what I'm saying, and for LeBron, look, if you're in a close game, take the foul and shoot some foul shots, man. Don't be sitting there jacking up three. Don't be sitting there jacking up 3-pointers because you're scared to go to the foul line. That's the one thing in your career. That's the one thing in your career that we have not seen. You go to the foul line and sink some free throws, pressure free throws to seal the game. Now everybody's gonna say, "Oh, Sherman, what you talking about?" Look it up. Usually when he gets to that foul line, he's 1 for 2. You can't be 1 for 2. You got to be clutch, baby.
You definitely listen. You're right. I hear you, man. But not everybody got that. Not everybody Kobe Bryant. So
may he rest in peace.
It's all good. You know what I'm saying? But all right. So the next subject we're talking about, obviously, Madden is right around the corner. It comes out every August, right?
Yes.
Every August Madden comes out with the annual game, and this year, it's interesting to look at this list of the top 10 QBs. Some guys, familiar faces, obviously some new guys. But I want to just take a look at this list. And then, Sherm, is there anyone on this list that you feel like, obviously, Pat Mahomes, 99.
Showtime.
Right? MVP season, Super Bowl MVP. Pat Mahomes, you deserve every right to be up there. The surprise to me, though, and I know he was a prime candidate last year for MVP, is Russell Wilson at 97. I would say that, listen, Russell Wilson had a great season. That's a little bit too high for me. Russell Wilson? The second overall best quarterback in NFL Madden.
Too high.
At 97, bro.
I'll let you finish because I'm gonna say some shit. You see, you pissing me off now. Go ahead.
Listen, man. I'm just saying a little bit too high for me. Russell's good. I don't think he's a 97 though. I would have him more. I would have put Lamar at number 3. Lamar at number 2. Russell at number 3.
Wow.
Right
now. Wait, hold on. Now let me go now. Let me rip.
Go ahead.
For those of you, I've said my piece on the LBR blog. You can check it out, where I list where I have a picture of all the top 10 quarterbacks they have out there, and I say my piece on why things are such and such. To the point, to what you're saying, Mahomes is number 1, obviously. Case closed. Yep. My only problem is the throwing power at 97 is bullshit. It should be 99 or 100. He should be tied or over Josh Allen for throwing power. But that's another story for another day.
Yeah.
Russell Wilson is a 97 because he does everything without an offensive line to speak of.
Yeah.
Everything, he does everything. He's a running back. He's a thrower. If he could catch passes himself, he would catch passes himself. But the throws that this man makes on the run, even when he stands and when he has time, when he's like, for instance, the pass he made to Tyler Lockett in the end zone, I think on Monday Night Football, beautiful. Like, you can't. It's picture perfect. You can't get no better than that. So for me,
I'm not saying Russ is bad at number 2. I'm just saying I would have put Lamar. But I hear you. I understand.
But I'll tell you why Lamar is at number 3, and he's right, and he's slotted correctly. Because, of course, he's a dual threat. But his accuracy is not on the par of those other 2 guys. It's not on par.
That is true. Yeah. That is true.
He can get there, and he led the league in touchdown passes. We understand that. But your accuracy is not there. I wish he was more accurate versus the Tennessee Titans, when they lost to them in the divisional round, and I'm like, what the hell's going on? Like he can't pass all of a sudden now? Because when he gets behind, as they always say in the league, you have to win in the pocket. And if you can't win in the pocket, you're gonna lose.
That's true. But Harbaugh did a good job of
Of course.
designing, you know what I mean, that system around Lamar Jackson. You know what
Of
I mean?
course.
So I think as time progressed, Lamar would be a better accurate passer. But listen, for him to be number 3 right now,
And he's unanimous MVP.
listen, is remarkable. And I love the fact, right? Like, you look at the quarterbacks up here, right? Because the knock has always been against black quarterbacks that they can't read the field, right? Even though Pat Mahomes did kind of say that. He was Andy Reid, who's like a football guru, right? Who is a football guru.
A quarterback guru at that.
Yeah, quarterback guru. Pat Mahomes said part of the season he couldn't read defense.
He couldn't read nothing.
Which is absurd to me. You know what I'm saying? That's just how good instinctively this guy is. So Pat Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Deshaun Watson, and Dak.
What?
What happened? I'm talking about the four out of 10 of black quarterbacks is on this list. And
okay.
The top 3 are black quarterbacks. Then you got, Drew Brees at number 4.
He slided correctly.
Yeah, he is. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I'm a little biased because I'm a Green Bay fan. And I know Aaron Rodgers didn't have a really good season, but for Aaron Rodgers to be at 89, I think is entirely disrespectful. I think he's better than Tom Brady.
And who? Yeah, they got this fake goat at fucking number 5. Listen to me.
TB12.
Get the hell out of here. Get the fuck out of here. TB12. Let me tell you something.
Stay fit.
You done?
Listen, I'm just saying. Yo, he's nice.
He's done shaking the pom-poms for this fake goat?
No, listen, he's nice. But this rating is based off of his career, right? Because go ahead.
It's based off his career. I understand that, but last year he wasn't anything special. He wasn't anything special. And then on top of that, they got his Gronk over there at 95. He didn't even fucking play in the league last year. Yet he's a 95. Disrespecting Zach Ertz in Philadelphia, who should be a lot higher than a 90.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
I'm looking at this list, man, and how are you liking the fact that Dak Prescott and Carson Wentz?
They're slotted fine.
Okay.
I have 2 issues, and of course, I've mentioned it on the blog. Please go check it out at LBR blog on Facebook. Yep. If you haven't subscribed to it, like it, do what you got to do. But first of all, they're disrespecting Aaron Rodgers yet again. He's been disrespected. He's been disrespected his whole career.
Yep.
The man threw for 4,000 yards, 26 touchdowns, I think 4 interceptions. He hasn't had a double-digit interception in 10 years.
Listen, if I would have Aaron Rodgers at number 5, right? Like Drew Brees is really good, right?
Leave him there.
Drew Brees is fine at number 4, but Aaron Rodgers should definitely be number 5 on the list.
Or he should be the next 90 there.
Yeah.
And then the ultimate disrespect. Deshaun Watson's a fucking 86.
You don't think so? What would you put him as?
Let me tell you something. Do you know why they put him at 86?
Why?
Because some person named Bill O'Brien Belichick, who thinks he's Bill Belichick, sat there and went for it on 4th down when they should have fucking punted the ball and made Mahomes work the field. No, he gets tackled on the field.
Yep.
He gets the punter gets the up back. Excuse me. The up back gets tackled. Turnover on downs. Mm-hmm. And after that, these guys score 42 points straight to the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah.
And it led to the greatest comeback. Then, in the offseason, Bill O'Brien Belichick trades his best receiver to the Cardinals.
Oh, my God.
What?
What was that about, man?
What?
I don't even understand that.
You get back David Johnson, who's injury prone. I'm not saying David Johnson's not good, because when he's healthy, He is
Yeah, he's a
so
stud.
so.
Yeah, he's a stud, man.
But he's been injured
Yeah,
so much
yeah,
that it's like, what are you doing? And then you're gonna have to repay this guy again?
yeah, yeah.
Are you kidding me?
I don't get it, man. Like you
Nah,
said, bring up
man.
Brian Belichick, man. He got to get it together. If he doesn't, he gonna listen. Deshaun gonna be out there because somebody
He
gonna pay him that money.
he should have been. Bill O'Brien
Gonna
should have
pay
been
that money.
fired after that game.
Yeah.
He should have been fired.
All right. Yeah, I feel you. So one thing I want to touch on is before we end the show, Kyler Murray's rating. Do you agree with it or not?
They got that wrong too. He should move up. He should be at least 83.
Yeah, yeah. Well, they have him
80,
at 77.
77. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, come on. That's kind of disrespectful, man.
Come on.
That's
Come
kind of
on.
disrespectful, man.
Because he's short. What? What? Because he's short.
Well, that's got some. That's gonna have something to do with it.
He's short, but he has a cannon for an arm at 5'10". What are you talking about?
Kyler Murray,
and he's fast as hell.
Kyler Murray, a 91 speed is QB rating, man.
Come on, man.
He's only behind Lamar Jackson, who's a 96. Good God.
They're giving Kyler Murray the Tory Lanez type of treatment, and I don't like that.
Oh man.
I don't like that.
Oh,
I don't like that.
Yeah,
I don't like that.
Fair. Yeah, I don't like it either. But listen, I'm pretty sure Madden's gonna have an update before the first quarter of the season. So
they update throughout the week.
Do you think there's anybody who would drop out of the top 10 once these updates happen?
Let me see
on this list. I'll give you mine.
Okay, go ahead, and I'll go off of that.
I'm gonna say I'm gonna go with Matt Ryan. I feel like he may drop.
I feel so sad for Julio.
Yeah, yeah.
Julio should have way more touchdowns, way more yards because of Matty Madoff.
Yeah, listen,
the Ponzi scheme artist.
Yeah,
this is not the case, and I'm sad.
Related to Kirk Cousins. but,
this guy over here.
Listen. We're gonna end the episode on that note. I want to thank you guys for tuning into another episode of Let's
Thank you.
Make sure to hit us up with questions and comments at lbrstalk@gmail.com. You can also check the Facebook blog where Sherman does a really good job of posting content in between episodes, some funny stuff as well. Make sure to hit us up on YouTube as well as Let's Be Real Sportscast, and make sure to subscribe. Because that would be pretty nice, right? That's
iTunes, Spotify, all that stuff. I'm begging like Mario Wines, please.
Yeah.
Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, please.
Yeah. But
help some brothers out.
On that note, enjoy the rest of your Sunday, and I hope you guys have a good work week. And that's another episode in the bag. Peace.